Stop scrolling for just a moment. If you've been silently fighting something in your body, something in your mind, something no one fully understands, this message might be for you. Not the surface version of you, not the strong version you show people, the tired version. The version that sits in waiting rooms, the version that Googles symptoms at 2 a.m., the version that smiles in public but feels exhausted in private. You've been carrying more than people realize, and maybe the hardest part isn't even the pain. It's the uncertainty, the not knowing, the waiting, the quiet fear that asks, will I ever feel like myself again? But what if this season isn't the end of your strength? What if something deeper has been happening behind the scenes? Not a temporary fix, not a motivational speech, not false hype, but real restoration, the kind that rebuilds you from the inside out. Because sometimes healing doesn't start in the body. It starts in the heart. It starts in the mind. It starts in the moment you realize you are not fighting alone. And what if I told you that this chapter, the one that feels the heaviest, might actually be the turning point? Don't skip this, because what you're about to hear could change the way you see your struggle forever. Tiny pause. Let's talk about the kind of healing no one explains properly. There are seasons in life when it feels like something has been quietly preparing behind the scenes, not visible, not announced, but unfolding with intention. Maybe that's where you are right now. There is a kind of healing that the world talks about. Quick fixes, temporary relief, surface-level solutions, a prescription for the symptom, a distraction for the pain, a motivational quote to get through the day. But deep down, you know when something needs more than a bandage. You know when the wound isn't just physical, when it touches your mind, your emotions, your sense of identity. Real restoration is different. It's not just about managing symptoms, it's about addressing roots. And maybe what's happening in your life isn't a small adjustment. Maybe it's something deeper, a rebuilding. Not just your confidence, your hope, your ability to dream again, your capacity to trust again, your willingness to wake up without dread sitting on your chest. Because illness, whether physical, emotional, or psychological, doesn't just affect one area. It slowly touches everything. It changes routines, it shifts relationships, it alters the way you see yourself. You remember who you used to be, the energy you had, the simplicity of ordinary days, the version of you that didn't overthink every symptom. And sometimes, without saying it out loud, you grieve that version. That grief is real. The appointments, the sterile waiting rooms, the fluorescent lights, the silence that feels heavier than it should, the tests, the scans, the blood work, the waiting for results. That specific kind of waiting, where your mind runs through worst-case scenarios while you try to stay calm on the outside. The exhaustion from treatments, the frustration of side effects, the confusion when answers create more questions. And then there are the quiet battles no one sees. The mornings when getting out of bed feels like climbing something steep without knowing where the top is. The small tasks that suddenly require all your energy. The way illness steals moments. Not all at once, but slowly, a little here, a little there, until one day you look around and think, how did life change this much? But here is something important. You were never meant to carry that weight alone, not the physical weight, not the emotional weight, not the mental weight. There is strength in seeking help, strength in treatment, strength in therapy, strength in leaning on community, strength in prayer if you're a person of faith. And there is also strength in admitting that you're tired. Healing is not weakness, it is courage. True restoration doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like one good day after many hard ones, one moment of peace in the middle of anxiety, one small improvement in energy, one conversation that brings clarity. And sometimes healing is layered. Medical support, emotional support, spiritual grounding, not competing with each other, but working together. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not forgotten in your struggle. Your pain is not invisible. Every ache, every wave of sadness, every late-night spiral of thoughts, they matter. And while you may not fully understand the timeline of recovery, growth is happening, even in slow motion. Sometimes healing begins internally before it becomes visible externally. Resilience forms quietly. Perspective shifts gradually. Strength builds in places you didn't even know existed. You may not feel completely restored yet, but you are not the same person you were when this started. You are more aware, more compassionate, more grounded. And even if the journey isn't over, progress counts. Every appointment kept, every treatment endured, every time you chose hope over despair, that counts. And here's something powerful. Healing is not always about going back to who you were. Sometimes it's about becoming someone deeper. Someone who understands fragility and strength at the same time. Someone who radiates peace not because life is perfect, but because they've survived what almost broke them. If you're walking through illness right now, physical or emotional, let this be a reminder. You are allowed to seek medical care. You are allowed to ask questions. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to feel frustrated. You're allowed to hope. And hope is not foolish. It is fuel. You may not see the full picture yet, but restoration is not always loud. Sometimes it begins as a whisper. Keep going. One step, one day, one appointment, one prayer, one conversation. Healing is not instant, but it is possible. And even now, in the middle of uncertainty, you are not alone in this process. Your story is still unfolding, and it is not defined by illness. It is defined by resilience. There are moments you should have been enjoying, simple moments, laughing freely with people you love, spontaneous plans, energy that carried you through the day without effort. But instead, fatigue replaced excitement, discomfort replaced ease, and there was that constant awareness in the background, something isn't right. That quiet, grinding thought that follows you around. You try to ignore it, you try to push through it, but it lingers. And sometimes the hardest part isn't even the symptoms. It's the uncertainty, not knowing when things will shift, not knowing if they will shift. But here's something powerful to consider. What if this chapter isn't the end of your vitality? What if there is a version of you on the other side of this that you can't fully see yet? Right now, everything may feel foggy, but beyond the fog, there is still a future, and that future version of you isn't just back to normal. It's stronger, more aware, more resilient. Sometimes healing doesn't mean returning to who you were before. Sometimes it means becoming someone deeper than you've ever been, not patched up, rebuilt, not fragile, reinforced. Because real restoration isn't about erasing what happened, it's about integrating it. Think about how healing usually works in the world. Doctors use their training, medicine uses research, technology uses data, and all of that matters. It's valuable, it's important. Medical help is not the enemy of faith, it's often part of the process. But even the best tools can only measure certain things. Scans can show tissue, tests can measure levels, instruments can track numbers, but there are dimensions of your experience that no machine can fully capture. The stress that lived quietly in your body for years, the unresolved emotional wounds, the pressure you carried without talking about it, the late nights, the silent anxiety, the old memories that never fully healed. Mind and body are connected. Emotions and chemistry are connected. Past experiences and present symptoms are connected. And sometimes healing requires addressing the whole person, not just one part. Your physical body matters. Your emotional health matters. Your thought patterns matter. Your spiritual grounding matters. Everything is connected. And restoration, when it is deep, honors all of it. Here's something else to hold on to. Healing is not demolition, it's restoration. Demolition destroys and starts over. Restoration preserves what is good and repairs what is damaged. You are not something to be torn down and rebuilt from nothing. You are more like a masterpiece that's been weathered by time. The beauty is still there. It may be covered in cracks, it may feel faded, but it is not gone. Restoration means strengthening what weakened, repairing what fractured, realigning what drifted. Think about a bone that breaks and heals. The body sends extra resources to that fracture. When it recovers properly, the healed area can become even stronger than before. The place of weakness becomes reinforced. And sometimes life works the same way. The area that hurt you the most becomes the area where you grow the most. The vulnerability becomes empathy. The struggle becomes wisdom. The battle becomes testimony. Not because suffering is good, but because resilience can grow in places pain once lived. And this isn't just about your body. Your soul has been through something too. You've fought internal battles people don't see. You've wrestled with fear. You've questioned why this happened. You've wondered if you'll ever feel whole again. That kind of war leaves marks, but it also builds depth. You understand fragility now. You understand strength differently. You understand gratitude in a way you never did before. And while you may still be in the middle of the process, this is not the end of your story. You are not defined by illness. You are not reduced to a diagnosis. You are not limited to this chapter. Healing may be gradual. It may involve doctors, therapy, support systems, faith, lifestyle changes, all working together. But restoration is possible, not always instantly, not always dramatically, but steadily, layer by layer, and the version of you that emerges from this season may carry something powerful: resilience, clarity, depth, compassion, strength that cannot be shaken easily. You are not being erased, you are being refined, and even now, in uncertainty, growth is happening. The war your soul has been fighting, it's not the kind that shows up on the evening news. There are no headlines, no cameras, no uniforms, no battle strategies drawn on maps, but it is real, and it leaves scars just as deep. It's the war of disappointment after disappointment, of hoping and being let down, of trusting and being betrayed, of reaching out and feeling pushed away, of investing your heart into outcomes that never happened, into relationships that didn't hold, into dreams that slowly dissolved. That kind of battle changes a person, not overnight, but layer by layer. Like sediment settling at the bottom of a river, something begins to harden around the heart. Not because you wanted to become distant, not because you chose to build walls one random morning, but because you had to survive. When vulnerability keeps getting punished, protection becomes instinct. When openness keeps leading to pain, the heart learns to guard itself. You built armor. You became more cautious, more reserved, more controlled. And that armor served a purpose. It kept you functioning. It kept you standing. It kept you moving when giving up would have felt easier. There is no shame in that. Survival is not weakness. But here's the difficult truth. The same walls that once protected you can eventually start to confine you. The armor that saved you in battle can become too heavy for peace. Protection can quietly turn into isolation. And at some point, healing requires something different than survival. It requires safety. Safety to soften again. Safety to trust carefully again. Safety to remove the armor piece by piece. Not all at once. Not recklessly, but slowly. Gently, because you don't rip off protection that took years to build. You outgrow it. And maybe that's where you are now. You're not in the same battlefield you once were, but your body and soul are still wearing the armor, and it's exhausting. Let me share a story that has carried hope for centuries. There was a woman who lived long ago. Her story has been retold for generations because it speaks to a very specific kind of suffering. She had been bleeding for 12 years. Not 12 days, not a rough month. 12 years. Imagine that. 12 years of managing symptoms, 12 years of trying treatments, 12 years of waking up wondering if this would finally be the day something changed. She spent everything she had searching for relief. Every coin, every resource. She went to every healer available to her at the time. She tried every remedy people suggested, and instead of improving, she grew worse. Each failed attempt didn't just cost money, it cost hope. And hope is expensive when you've already spent so much of it. Can you imagine what 12 years of disappointment does to the soul? 12 years of hearing this might work. 12 years of watching other people live normal lives while yours revolves around managing pain. Her suffering wasn't only physical. In her culture, her condition made her ceremonially unclean. That meant isolation. People kept their distance. She couldn't fully participate in community life. She couldn't worship freely at the temple, the center of spiritual connection for her people. She couldn't even embrace loved ones without fear of causing problems for them. Her illness didn't just touch her body. It touched her identity, her belonging, her sense of normalcy. And maybe that part feels familiar to you. When illness or prolonged struggle changes how people interact with you. When invitations slow down. When you feel like the sick one. When you start to feel more like a condition than a person. 12 years is long enough to lose parts of yourself. Long enough to build walls, long enough to stop expecting change. But her story didn't end in isolation, and neither does yours. Because even after years of disappointment, something in her refused to completely die, a thin thread of belief, fragile but alive. And sometimes that's all healing needs to begin. Not loud confidence, not perfect faith, just a thread. Your soul may feel tired, it may feel armored, it may feel cautious, but if there is even the smallest thread inside you that still hopes, that still whispers, maybe things can shift, then you are not finished, you are not forgotten, and you are not beyond restoration. The war may have shaped you, but it does not get to define your ending. Maybe you've been fighting a quiet battle for years. Maybe your soul is tired, maybe your body is exhausted, maybe your heart feels guarded because it had to be. But hear this clearly. You are still here, still breathing, still hoping. even if it's only a little, still searching for light in the middle of fog. And that means something. The struggle did not erase you. The pain did not finish you. The disappointment did not get the final word. There is still more ahead of you, more strength to uncover, more healing to experience, more peace to step into. Not overnight, not magically, but gradually, steadily, powerfully. And if this message spoke to something deep inside you, don't ignore that. Someone else right now is sitting alone in their own silent battle. Someone else needs this reminder that they are not weak for being tired and not broken beyond repair. Share this video with them. Let it reach the person who almost gave up today. And if you believe that a new chapter of healing is possible in your life, type "healing begins" in the comments as a declaration of hope. It's not superstition, it's alignment. And if you want more messages like this, messages that strengthen your spirit, calm your mind, and remind you who you truly are, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss what's coming next. This channel exists for moments like this, for the quiet warriors, for the tired hearts, for the ones rebuilding in silence. Remember, you are not forgotten, you are not alone, and your story is still unfolding. The armor can come off, the walls can soften, the healing can begin, one step at a time.